Hey everybody, welcome to Tattooed in Business. I am your host, Brian Merrill, and this is life through the eyes of a Gen X male who happens to be in corporate sales for the last 20 years, and these are the life lessons I've learned along the way. So I want to start out with thanking everybody for their support and that reached out to me to give their condolences to the family of one of my best friends for the passing of his daughter. It's just one of those crazy things that happen, and there's just no explanation. But I thank everybody for doing, reaching out and then support. So let's get started. So this week, facts you need to know to stay TOMA or top of mind awareness with your customer. And this goes back to probably my first sales job, some things that I've learned, and then common questions of things that people don't necessarily understand in the industry that I've played in the web development side, in social media campaign, which I don't ever do social media myself. I refer, big time refer partners. So actually, I'm wearing my I'll stand up a little bit so you all can see it. My KBL fam shirt. So KBL is Key Branding Labs. They are the guys behind our social media campaigns through Abby Inc. And will probably be, as time goes on, you'll see a little more and more of them around me and the Tattooed in Business brand and the GY6 brand moving forward. So staying top of mind awareness with your customer is obviously the number one thing that we all want to focus on and talk about. And it really will start back to something that we'll go right back to like square one, right? So square one, and I tell everyone, so back in the 80s, 90s, and even the early 2000s, when when someone would say, what's the most important thing in business or real estate or something like that, it would always be location, location, location. So everyone's looking for that prime location, that prime spot to bring your customers to and everything. Well, it's your website, guys. Your web page is your prime location. With the internet now and the way people shop online, e-commerce, and if you didn't believe it before COVID and it was already there, then you should be believing it now. Internet sales are going through the roof. That's not going to slow down. It's a trend that is going to just keep going and keep going, keep going. This is not a fad. It's not going away. So you really want to invest in your website. So what a lot of people don't get, so I get this all the time with my web design side of the house. So when somebody comes in, we design their web, our team gets together, they don't get that the web design is the first step. Then you have to do hosting. And I always get this where everyone's like, well, what am I paying you for? You're not paying me to host, guys. You are, but you're not. You don't have to pay me to do it, but you got to pay somebody. Otherwise, you built something that just sits there. It has to be hosted to go up so people can find you. Then you have your Google word searches. You have your SEO, which is search engine optimization, which I do play in that route. So we do offer the web development, obviously hosting, and then search engine optimization, and then we'll do like maintenance on your site and things of that nature. But then the next step is your social media campaigns, right? I don't do that because I'm a firm believer that if you don't live in it every single day, then you can't deliver for your customer the way they deserve to. So rather than trying to be a cookie cutter approach and everything, I've chosen to partner or refer to people who are experts in it, which is Key Branding Labs. They are experts in it. That's what they do during the day. They build content. They make sure it's up. They strategically place the post, strategically do everything because they live in that space. And if it's a space that they don't feel comfortable in living, they don't just sell you on it. They refer you to somebody else. They refer you to a different production team, a different type of everything. So it's really important to find the right group of people to be engaged with in business. Like, so you want to think of business like a marriage. You really do. You want to find the right people that you can marry up with, and hopefully it's forever, and that you're going to be able to have a relationship and not, stray and stay the course. A huge mistake people make is doing something short term, and this goes back to how you stay top of mind awareness. So very early on, I was in the advertising world, and I still, you can debate what type of advertising is, whether it's social media, traditional advertising like television, radio, direct mail, print, mailing services, things of that nature. And then you can go all the way into the streaming ads right now. And then what I do is the promotional products industry. So promotional products is definitely it's been around for a long, long time. People don't even understand what when you say promotional product, it's a very confusing thing. But we'll go back to the big picture is so there's a triangle, right? So picture your advertising like a triangle, or your marketing, or your how you get to your customers. Okay, so you have to have 3 points, right? So 3 points and 3 legs. Okay, so the first thing is you have to target the right people. Okay, so the right person, right people, right company. That's a key. You have to identify who they are, because otherwise you're just kind of, you're going after, it's just called spray and pray, right? It's like shotgun approach. So you really want to target that person that you want to work with, that company, that niche, that industry. Okay, so now you got the right person. So now what you got to do, that's the second leg of this. So the second point would be have the right message. So what's your message? What do you want to tell them? What do you want to make sure they know about you? What do you want to make sure that when they hear your name, that they think of? That's where your branding and all that is. So remember, branding, it's not just a logo, right? Your brand is your identity. It is who you are, what you're about. Yes, a logo plays into it. Colors may play into it, but it's how you want people to see you and feel about you when they hear your name or work with you, however you want to break it down. Okay. And the third piece is right amount of time or frequency. Okay. And I know how this sounds, right? So this is a science, guys. This is not like a made up thing that advertisers came up with one day to try to sell you advertising. So there is a true definition of frequency is 3 to 5. So what that means is a customer has to be inundated with you or your message or your product, or they have to have some type of, whether it be hear you, see you, feel you, touch you, have it in front, some type of contact that involves you 3 to 5 times before they start to resonate their message with you. Okay, so this is why when a radio guy or television guy comes in and they're knocking on your door and you try to tell them, hey, I got $500. Okay, and they're sitting there going, okay, well, that's not going to work, or this is how we do it. There's a math to how they do it. Sometimes what they do is if it's an event, they'll take from the date of the event and they'll work backwards from that date with the budget you have, making sure you have a 3-0 frequency so that you're heard enough time for people, can see some results on television's a visual. So everything depends on how people learn, right? How people grasp. We all know that by nature, most Americans especially are visual. So that's why visual aids do rank higher frequency levels and whatnot versus just a straight up non-visual, like a radio ad or hearing it. However, you still have that audio with it. So you have the audio visual married together is going to increase it. So first you have your audio, which is going to be receptive. Once you hit that, usually it takes about 20 times to hit a 3 to 5 frequency, depending on with someone. Television, it's been a long time since I've run the numbers, but it's about 12 times ballpark to hit that 3 to 5. So when you combine those, you increase your chance of being seen, heard, and staying in front of your customer. Now, this goes for like cold calling as well, right? So say you're B2B salesman like myself. Okay, so I'm not going to advertise on television. I'm not going to advertise on radio because that's a business to consumer type of mentality. So I'm trying to get in front. So how do I get in front of them, right? So there's several different ways. Obviously there's email campaigns, right? There's social media ads, LinkedIn ads. All these things now are the new way that people engage and find you and hear about you. So it's very important for businesses to look at a social media campaign. Everyone just thinks social media, and they think social media is plain and simple Facebook, TikTok. It's more, okay? So your Instagram is very powerful in business. Twitter is starting to make a really strong comeback. TikTok videos are definitely work. We all know that I'm not a big fan of the TikTok thing, but that's my own personal baggage. LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the business platform for social media that a lot of people use. That's very similar to Facebook. It's definitely evolved. They have these. I always blank which one's which. One of them came out with a thing called Reels. I don't believe that was LinkedIn, but the video aspect comes into it. So it's kind of going to show you. So you take the audio side, which is like podcasting. Podcasting is huge, right? So podcasting is a way of doing this because podcasting is radio. Whether you want to admit it or not, podcasting is radio. It's a very niched out platform where people can do. So when you find a podcast that you're passionate about and you like, you can advertise on those platforms and find people that are like-minded. That's what radio is like too when they have talk radio. That's what television shows are like. That's what the news is like. Social media, Facebook, all that, definitely you can hone it in and you can be very successful doing that. So take it a step further. So I do the promo products and branded apparel. Think about this. How many times have you seen somebody walking around with a beer shirt, a soda shirt, any of these companies, and you said the thing, did they pay for that? And probably not. They're probably giveaways. But people place those things because people will wear them and then people see them. Just like my goal when I work with corporate sales is I want to be on the gatekeepers and the decision makers' desk at all time with something useful that they use every day with my name, logo, phone number, something that's always sparking their mind, right? Making them think like, how do I get a hold of Brian when I need, oh my God, I wasn't even thinking like Brian does this. How do you, so you have to not only have these things, you have to create this campaign through, and that's where I go back to social media, but you got to create this campaign that is going to make your customer think about, for example, pens. All right. So if I want to be known as the pen guy, and this is what I want to do, I need to make sure that I have my product in front of them so that when they think, oh my God, Brian does pens, I need to do pens. Or, hey, you know what? Brian does apparel. He does polo. You need to work on getting those items in front of people. The most powerful campaign you can do is going to involve sight, sound, and feel. That's what's going to reach all your emotions, right? The right message, the right person, the right amount of times, okay? What's your message? Hone that in first, okay? Make sure you should have your target audience, or at least who you want to work with. And then you're honing in that message. And then I got to get in front of them. Okay, so let me think. So I just called them, I emailed them, and they didn't respond. Okay, so I reached out to them. Okay, so I have my contact information. All right, well, hey, let's go. Let's pick up the phone and try to call them. And let me tell you something. If you're not using telephone right now, then you should, because a lot of people right now in the business world are screening their emails more than ever. So where it used to be, hey, that's how you found somebody. People, we're kind of craving that human touch, right? So when you reach out on the phone, they can hear your voice. Now you're a person. Okay, so now when they're registering, this is a real human being. All right. So sight would be the face-to-face. I'm a big face-to-face. I love to do cold calls. I love to do Zoom meetings. I was doing Zoom meetings way before COVID, just in the industry I'm in. Not too many people have to see you face-to-face. They really want to just know that you know what you're doing and whatnot. And then the biggest part that grabbed me is, okay, so you've done all that, still not getting anywhere. Stick something in their hands to make them remember you, your company, your name. I can't express it enough. Now, I mean, I literally think about this. When you walk into your customer, and you're a cold call, so you're a salesman, okay? So you're walking in, cold call. Reward the person that let you in. Reward that gatekeeper. Reward the person that helped you out. Hey, thanks a lot. Have a mug, man. Hey, I just want to say thank you so much for your help, even if they turn you down, because that'll sit on their desk every time. And I do not recommend leaving a liquor flask unless it's appropriate. That's more of a gift that you give for holidays once you get to know somebody. But you do want to think outside the box. How do I stay in front of this person? And pens are great. Business cards are promotional products, guys. I love it when someone says, "Yeah, I don't use promotional products. And I look there and say, oh, okay, no problem. Do you have a business card? And as soon as they whip it out, I got you. I know you do. And it's a terminology thing. That's another huge mistake and why we don't stay top of mind with our customers is not knowing how to talk to them. We all think like, hey, everyone understands our language and our lingo and our this and our that. And in your office, they do. Your customers do not care, do not give a fuck about what your lingo or anything. And it's not their job to. That's your job. So you can't be hung up on it. But it is you want to educate them a little bit onto how to work with you and how you can help them. But remember, it's not their job, right? Your job, no matter what it is to not take them focus from doing their day-to-day stuff. And remember that when you cold call someone, you are straight up interrupting their fucking day. You are straight up screwing with their schedule and trying to get an appointment, trying to get somewhere. Be respectful of it. I'm not saying roll over. Ask how to do business with them. Ask the best way to contact them, and then reward them. Give them something so that when you do call, they see your ad pop up on your social media. They hear your radio commercial. They see you on television. Whatever it is, leave them something that's going to keep them thinking about you every day. So they, oh, I know that guy. Or yeah, Brian, is he the pen guy? Is he this hat guy? For a long time, I was known as like the hat guy. Everybody would call me for hats. Yeah. Oh my God, we had spec samples out the ass of different hats we've done for customers, and people don't get it. Like it's a big deal, when you do these things. There are 750,000 promotional products items that you can put in front of somebody, and that's great. But I'm saying you need to reinforce it. I believe in what I do. I'm passionate about what I do. I love working with customers, but you got to combine things. Your print ads, your commercial printing needs with a promotional product item, a mailer, which is a direct mail piece, radio campaign, podcast advertising, television ad, follow up with something. One of the easiest ways is put your people in uniforms. So when somebody walks and knocks on the door, oh, they'll see your logo or something like that. Most people want to feel like they know you in some way, shape, or form, and they'll literally say, "Oh yeah, it's Brian from Curcio." If they spell it, if they pronounce it right. But they'll say, "Oh, it's Brian from Abby. It's Brian from GY6. It's Brian from," when you get it in there, it's really important to do so. Plus, whether you realize it or not, so when you're sitting in front of that customer that you're trying to get, they're seeing that the entire time. They're reading like this KBL. We joke around with the owners of the company and their team. I mean, Anna, Dave, and Adam, great people. But we all joke around about like this exclusive family, and it's like about how it is, and it really is a culture. And it's kind of funny how all of the businesses that work with them, we partner together. We talk to each other. We send referrals. We because we believe in each other, because we all kind of have that common link. So that's the best way to stay top of mind with your customers. Find that common link. And it could be simply over, you found out something about their big coffee drinker. So you gave them a coffee mug with your logo and all that, and coffee from their favorite person. So shout out to my guys at, well, we can't, it's kind of funny. It used to be called Java Joe's. It's not Java Joe's anymore. They went through a rebrand. So, we kind of joke around about it, but Kathy, Dave, we really love these guys. Their coffee is phenomenal. So like campaign I'll do is I will literally do, and this is something coming up, so be on the look for it, coffee mug with some of their coffee in it, and we send it out to them, or we give it to them. And that's part of it. If you find that coffee drinker, and if you're not a coffee drinker, you don't have to worry about it. I mean, that's fine. It's Kathy, Eric, and Dave, man. It's it's their company, and we really just love working with these guys. But it's a way that we both work with each other. and that's part of like the network. And I have a great networking group. I've talked about before. I'm in a women-owned business networking group. Um, and I'm telling you, I've just listening, talking to some of the ladies in this group. Uh, I'm telling you right now, I feel really. I don't refer roofers very often. There's a roofer that she has impressed me with the way she conducts her business and runs her staff. We have a great true butcher meat place by us. Which they, when I say butcher, you're thinking, oh yeah, you just go to the butcher. No, no, this guy supplies restaurants all up and down New York, and you know, this is high quality stuff, So, and then of course, one of my favorite partners is um, I don't do vehicle lettering. I don't do any of that stuff, signage like that. But I have a great partner in Robinson's Designs that do that. So we refer with each other. We look for ways to do campaigns together, to promote each other, to stay top of mind with all of us, because it really comes back to when you work with companies and you feel good with them. I don't believe in that givers gain bullshit. We believe in giving because it's the right thing to do, helping out other businesses and people because it's the right thing to do. And that's the group of people that I try to work with and I look for. People that are going to give back in some way, shape, or form, not just take, and brand me. You know, we used to laugh. So I worked at a Harley Davidson dealership. Harley Davidson gets you to be walking billboards for them because they built a culture. You don't sell the motorcycle, you sell the lifestyle of being free and on your motorcycle. That's what Harley Davidson is about. And if you didn't know that, that is truly what it's about. It's not what you ride, it's that you ride. It's about the freedom. It's about being able to just open road, nothing but between you. That's the lifestyle Harley Davidson projects. Now, Indian, great motorcycle. Yamaha, great motorcycle. Honda, Suzuki, great motorcycles. All about how the campaign came about, how they get you to buy into the lifestyle, buy into everything that they're doing, and then you become their walking billboard. That is a promotional product. When you buy a freaking t-shirt that says Harley Davidson on it, that is a promotional product that you gave them money out of your pocket for to promote their brand and walk around with it. Think about that. Think really hard about that. When someone tells you promotional products don't work, they don't keep top of mind, think really hard about that. Think about the last time you bought a branded anything. Nike, Under Armour, Spider. I could just go on, Tommy Hilfiger. You go on and on and on and on and on. Why not have people carrying your brand on them? Focus on the right logos. Focus on all the branding on it, and hit that triangle. Hit the triangle hard. Again, the triangle is the right person, so your target, the right message, which is your branding, the right amount of times, which is your frequency. Any way you want to look at, whether you're B2C, B2B, that's what it's all about. And again, misconceptions. When you launch your website, you do have to pay for hosting every year. You're not paying the web developer. You're paying the gods out there in the world of web to keep it up and going, to keep it on. Make sure you're doing audits on your system. How's it functioning? How is it being perceived? Keep track of these things. Is a landing page better for you? Do you need a full-blown website? Does it link you to the right stuff? Is it too busy? What do you really want to do? You want to hone in your sales process when you're doing that so that you can make the best solution for you. If you just need the phone to ring, don't give too much information. If you have a product that they need to serve and they need to have an online catalog and that's what you want, then that's what you build. But keep in mind, location, location, location is all about your website. All right. So on that note, again, I want to say great things are coming, guys. I mean, it really is. I'm very stoked. I'm very happy. It's mostly, I love what I do. I'm very passionate about the industry I'm in, passionate about the people I work with, partner with, network with. So I wanted to say, great shout out to everybody out there. My boy AJ, thank you for not giving up on me these last few weeks. Without you, man, I don't know how I function sometimes, but For those of you who don't know, I've been sick for a long time. I'm finally better. I'm finally feeling better. It's been 2 months, and I finally crashed last week. And then with my friend, the death of his daughter really hit me hard for them, because you just feel helpless and something you can't do for them. You can't do anything but be there. So to have somebody that just texts you, calls you just to say, no, this has nothing to do with business. I just want to know how you're doing. Are you doing okay, buddy? Are you doing okay? Not push you for anything, and you just know how sincere they are. So, AJ, I love you guys. I love you guys and your family. And again, um, special thanks and shout out goes to my cousins. I'm sorry for the loss of your mom. Um, Great lady, great woman. Furfur, I call her Aunt Furfur. She's just an amazing human being. It's been a rough, last few weeks in the tattooed and business family, so to say. But we're through it. We're getting through it, and everybody just keep on moving on out there. And guys, starting to be that time of year, spring. You see everything blooming. You see everything coming to life. Definitely enjoy and don't take things for granted, man. Just take time, sit in the sun, man. Feel it on you. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great night, and we're out. Thank you so much.